Call him my way. Make you say name. We like to the party, we like to the party, and now watch us now on you glad every day. Who be the man for the year? Socially for the day. Social transformation, almost celebrities, now you go bring every day. Who be the man of the year? We go give us the vibe. We go party all night, we go get everything, no more now you go day. My guy, what's up?
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Live with Unusual. I'm your host, Unusual, and today's episode promises to be amazing. My guest for today is a content creator, a writer, an anime lover, and also a digital marketer. But before the guest, remember we have a segment to do, which is we learn by asking others, and that's what we're going straight into. But first, hope you have followed all our social media platforms at Live with Unusual on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel on YouTube. Until then, let's know what we are learning today. Welcome back, and I have with me Jessica Spiff. It's amazing to have you here on board.
I'm really happy to actually be here.
Yeah, because why try searching on it? It looks like you're not that active on social media.
Not yet, but I'm trying to grow my social media handles first.
Okay, it's amazing because finally you are here, which I'm really pleased for. Okay, so I know you about I know you as a content creator, I know you as a digital marketer, I know you as a writer, and I know you as an anime lover.
Why do you have to emphasize on it like that, like it's a crime? Please, I'm proud of it. I'm
Anyway,
a whip and otaku. That's what we are called.
because that's my question. Can you tell me more about yourself? Like the one I don't know about.
Let's see. I love watching a lot of cartoons.
Okay.
Especially, maybe that's where the anime really originated from. I love watching cartoons, animated series. I started with Cinderella, like every normal child. Maybe other people started with what's the name of that? Tales by Moonlight. No, I started with Cinderella. Yeah, so it grew into that. And from all those stories while I was young, I realized that I really loved their storyline, and that's how actually I started writing.
Yeah.
I started writing my own Disney movie that probably one day I'll sell it to Disney and they'll produce it. Maybe I'm still working on that yet, but I don't think my stories are Disney worth anymore. They're not unrealistic and fantastic. Is it fantastical? I think that's what it's fantastical. Yes, like fantasy driven.
Isn't it bad for you to be judging it by yourself?
No, I watch a lot of Disney movies and I really love their work, but it's not the kind of work I would do now.
Okay.
Probably when I was 10, yes, not even 10 now, like
So like writing Disney scripts.
was where I started.
Wow. Wow. This is amazing. Okay, but at what point did you realize that okay, this writing thing, like this writing stuff, I want to really go into it. I want to take it up as something I would benefit from.
Okay, I think that started in 2016 when I first encountered K-pop and K-dramas. I was so engulfed in BTS at that point that I started reading Wattpad, and all the stories I was seeing on Wattpad that year were just BTS, this, that, and I was like, why can't I write my own? Maybe one day BTS will read it, and I started writing, and then I dropped it. Then a few years later, come 2021, I think it was during the Corona period,
Yeah.
I was looking for what to do. Like, I was seriously frustrated, and I was thinking what to do, and I thought about it that why not just continue writing? Like, I have ideas in my head, so put it on paper. I started writing, started developing. 1 year after the Corona, I dropped the work again.
Wow.
And I drop a lot of things. I really take up a lot of things and drop it halfway. Then
Isn't that the writer's block?
No, it's not writer's block. That's just my own laziness and what comes from it.
Wow.
So I went for a wedding in Abuja, I think later 2021, and on our way back to Kano, I just thought about it that I'm a writer. Isn't there a way to make like a profit from writing? And I did my research. I saw that I could. I
Make money from it.
Yeah, I started writing more. I started concentrating more on my writing,
Okay.
and I've been able to at least see some royalties from the writing. And it's not mostly about the money now, but I just love writing. I just love developing my stories.
Wow, amazing. Because I was trying to go through the whole writing career, and maybe there's one thing I've noticed. I just learned about for something like something called writer's block. Like I heard it's a state whereby you are unable to write. I'm a writer, a lazy writer, but not that kind of your writing. Anyways,
Mm.
but like, can you share more light on that? Because I don't know how what's that?
Okay, so writer's block is not really your inability to write, but rather lack of motivation to write.
Wow.
Because if you're going to write, you need motivation. Some
Okay.
people is the money, some people is the fun, some people is a way for them to relieve their stress. Okay, imagine now you want to write something and you're not feeling any emotions. How are you supposed to write a story that you want someone else reading it to feel the emotions of the book when you
When you are
yourself,
not even connected
yes,
to
you're
the
not
book.
connected to the book. So you are not connected, you're disconnected and you're just writing.
Writing.
You're not making any efforts to connect to your writers. I recently read a book, and the way I was so like emotionally connected to that book,
Yeah.
it's not like something that I know that will happen in real life. It can't happen in another 100 years, but I was emotionally connected to the book, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. So writer's block is not the inability to not write, but it's the inability to find motivation to write.
Okay, that's amazing. So it's about motivation. But have you at any point wanted to, maybe along the way, probably lost the motivation, and have you at any point wanted to give up? What's kept you going?
Every day,
Wow.
yes, every day I want to drop it. Every day, because
And
I
what?
imagine.
Why is the body not?
Well, let's be frank. I'm looking for money. And secondly,
Yeah.
um, sometimes I feel it's difficult to actually just picture these things in my mind. Like right now, I have like four different kinds of work. Is it four? I have like six different books that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Last year I completed one, and I had to rush like the end of it, and I'm still thinking of how I'm going to arrange the sequel into how it's going to be.
Okay.
But sitting down, thinking of all these characters, thinking of how to make my character more relatable to my readers, and making sure that the book matters. Sometimes it's a lot of work to think about. It's a lot of work going on my head, and I just want to just drop it. Like, just drop it. Like,
Wow.
let's just leave it. It's
No,
too much work.
it's too much work because you are doing so many things. You are not just writing. I think that's what like most people now. I think that's something I learned now just now because you are not just writing. You are trying to. No wonder they are great books because a lot of people write, but then there are books that you read and then you feel yourself. Like you feel like okay, like this guy is really like is writing
About
about
me.
me. You understand? So it's great work and it's kudos to you.
Thank
So
you.
but I would love to ask you now because you have been going through this whole depressing stuff. Probably sometimes you lose motivation, like you said, which is something I know for writers. I know for writers, especially the sad writers. Sorry to say. But have you at any point done like what have you done so far to say, okay, Jessica Spiff, like you have tried. Let me just do this for myself. Probably maybe after finishing a book, after publishing a book. Have you published a book?
No, not yet, but it's on some online.
Online books.
Yeah, some online books.
Okay,
I'm
so
not
like
on.
after this great feats, like okay, at any point say, okay, fine, let me celebrate myself with this stuff. Have you done anything to celebrate yourself?
Well, when it comes to reward system, I say that I reward myself even for doing nothing. Literally, I could just feel like, okay, I've tried, I'm tired. For being tired, for being lazy, just go out and do something for yourself. And then
Okay.
sometimes I even rope my younger ones into it so that it's not like I pay for it myself.
Now this is a family story right now.
Yes, I did that once. I don't know. I was just at home and I was like, I just sat there. I wanted to just eat pizza and I was like, I don't have enough money. Then I thought, people should call, let's contribute money and come get it. I'm putting it
No,
out. Every time I do it, it works.
it's great because it's something that I feel everybody underrates. We need to celebrate our little wins and not just even wins, just like you said, just have fun.
Have fun.
Life is so short.
Like I tell people that if you spend your whole life trying to accumulate money, when do you have time to spend it? Because if you die, somebody will spend it for you.
Wow.
That's the truth.
Wow.
You look at all these empires now. You look at people like Mark Zuckerberg. You look at a lot of people out there,
Elon
and they're
Musk,
trying.
and
Yes, and they're
rest.
trying to accumulate money they themselves. They're helping people, so they're utilizing their money. Imagine they don't have time. They're just like making money, making money, making money. If they die now, they'll just divide it among the company. People buy shares, and that's the end of it.
So are you saying that saving money is wrong?
I'm not saying saving money is wrong, but if you save it and you don't use it, what's the use of it? If you save money for
For your
rainy
next
day,
of kid now.
They don't
That's
know,
already.
they don't know, say they go make money by themselves. I'm
Anyways,
sorry, I'm sorry, but seriously, we save money for them because we don't want them to actually have like to struggle that much. But
yeah,
you know that nowadays children are more focused on their phones than they are thinking
online.
of thinking of how to develop themselves.
Yeah.
That's why I try to put my hand in a lot of things at once, even though I'm not doing it at the same time. But at least I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and it all comes back.
That's partially like our target. Why this whole life is unusual stuff. Like we said, we are bringing in young girls, talk about their struggles, process, progress, and better achievements. The aim is to, because okay, since we know the younger generations are more into their phone, then
Yeah.
why not bring something they can use their phone
Yeah,
for?
something
Okay,
they
we can have
can.
somebody okay just use his phone to view the content and like, oh great, feel inspired, and then do something about their life.
If anybody is going to feel inspired, please be inspired to do a black anime. I'm really looking
No,
forward to
you're
it.
giving them something to do.
I'm not giving them something. I said be inspired to do it. People are doing it.
But okay,
Yes, but you too make a black anime. In fact, somebody should make a Bible anime for all for all I know.
yeah, it's cool and it's amazing. Okay, so if you could summarize the whole journey of a writer in one word, what would you say?
Let me use a statement instead of a word.
Okay,
A writer's life is full of surprises.
a
Because
writer's
I
life.
think, let me give a very short example because I feel like we don't have enough time.
Yeah,
When I was younger, I read a comic book, Archie Comics, and it was a segment where the writer was trying to like draw the comic, and the characters were shouting at him that no, I don't want to do this, I want to do that. This is how I want my life to be in the book. So it's full of surprises. It's a journey that you just don't have one lane to. So yes, it's full of
wow,
surprises.
it's really full of surprises because I can't even imagine a scenario. Something I'm drawing with my hand
It's not telling you
is
what
out.
to do.
Anyways, the Love of a Writer is full of surprises. Up next is what we are learning from our guests and also the game section. Stay tuned. Welcome to the gaming section of Live with Unusual. So, how we do this is we have a list of questions here
Yeah.
from 1 to 3. So, you just pick two questions inside the tree and then I ask you and then we'll have fun.
2 out of 3 questions. Okay.
Okay, pick a number 1 to 3.
Um, let's go with two.
2.
Yes, two.
Okay, so 2 is okay. 2 is a riddle. Okay, you can hear me, but you cannot see me. I don't speak until you do. What am I?
Sound, your voice. It has to be sound
Again, it's kind of related, but not sound.
because you have to speak. Can I get the riddle again?
Okay, so you can hear me, but you cannot see me. I don't speak until you do. What am I?
Voice.
Ah. Okay, so not like okay, let's show it to you. You got half, I got half.
All right.
Okay, the answer is echo.
Echo.
Yeah.
If it's an echo,
Anyways.
no, I'm going to argue with the question.
Anyways.
If it's an echo, it's supposed to say when you speak, I bounce back.
You can go to court.
I'm going to court for this.
We'll
This
miss
is
a court.
this is injustice.
Okay, so you still have between 2 and we have between 1 and 3.
Okay, let's take one.
Okay, 1. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the full meaning of PhD? Full meaning of PhD.
Let's just say that I failed that question.
Ah,
and move
no,
on.
no, you still have to try.
No, I'm not trying.
You
If I try, the first thing that come out of my mouth is
still have to
philosopher.
try.
I don't know.
Yeah, philosopher of what?
I don't know.
Just try. Anyways, so our guest today does not want to even give a try. That's what we have for you on gaming section. So, what are you teaching us today? It's we learn by asking others. So, what are we learning from it?
All right, I can't remember where I heard this quote from, but it said all the best books are rewritten from other books. So,
Wow.
as this for writers out there, if you have a book
Yeah.
that you want to write, for you to make that book better, you have to read.
Okay.
To make your own book better, you have to read. So yes, I think that's what I'm doing with everyone today.
Okay. So, as a writer, don't just be a writer and then you just keep writing from inspiration. You need to also
Your
read
inspiration
valuable
will finish.
stuff. Your inspiration will blend. Okay, so thank you so much. That's all we have for you on Live with Unusual. Do join us on another episode next week, still on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on social media, let's be friends on social media at Live with Unusual on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until then, peace out.
I think we should do this thing.
Calling my way. Make you say name. We like to the party, we like to the party, and now watch it now. I'm glad every day. Who be the man for the year? Socially for the day. Social transformation, no more celebrities, now you go bring every day. Who be the man of the year? We go give us the vibe. We go party all night, we go get everything, no more now you go day. My guy, what's up?